Greetings, viewer. Welcome to my channel. My name is Star, where I make videos about whatever I want. And in this month of fright, I want to make a spooky video related to Just Dance. In this video, I want to read you a very scary story written by a very peculiar person. Since it's the month of fright and all, this isn't the first and probably isn't the last story like this. I'm honestly both surprised and not surprised that I can say that there are more than one like this. This is a Just Dance related creepypasta. Like I mentioned, the author is a very particular person, and I will get to that at the end because it's interesting. I will be reading the story word for word, unedited, because I want to keep the artist's original intent. Please note, this story was written over 4 years ago, so please keep that in mind. Warning, this story is not for the faint of heart. Read at your own risk. It was a lonely Saturday night. My brother was at my dad's place and my mom was at work. This was the perfect opportunity to play Just Dance. So I turned on my Xbox while in my perfect dancing attire. I picked Just Dance in the list of games I had and waited for it to boot. Something weird I noticed was there was no menu music. You know, ba 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 ba, just dead silence, which I thought was just the game being laggy, although that's an in-disc thing that shouldn't need bandwidth. But I didn't think about it too much. After selecting Connect, like I always do, I went straight for classic mode. After it finished loading, again with none of the usual background music, I saw a new song. The song's name was Nightmare, and it didn't have an author. The song said it was part of Unlimited, but it didn't say a specific one, so I assumed 2018. The song also never stopped loading, which was weird as, like I said before, my bandwidth should be clear. It's also weird that it was there, as I checked r/JustDance, the Just Dance amino, even AVS's YouTube, and nothing. Already I was getting bad vibes, but I decided to play it anyway. It'd be the first to record it. I tried to record using the Xbox itself, but it told me recording is currently unavailable. Great, just what I needed, all while still not having loaded even in the coach selection screen. It was a solo song, and I didn't get to see the coach to comment on it. I pressed start because I wanted to try the song before recording it. That was a mistake. Immediately after the transition happened, there was a little girl. Couldn't be older than 6. She was in a pretty awful looking house in the right corner crying. This cry isn't like one you've probably heard before. This was a cry of pure trauma. Months and months, possibly even years of non-stop physical and mental abuse. The house was more of a shed, wood, broken nails, and mostly darkness other than a few spots. Definitely no place for a small child to be in. It was faint, but there were definitely instruments of torture to the left. What was this place? She just stayed there crying, making me want to walk over and give her a hug. That's when I noticed that there was no HUD other than the panel on top that showed what the Kinect was seeing. Me. After a straight minute of crying that I was not able to do anything about, she gets up. You can tell that she was extremely malnourished. It took real willpower for her to get up. She slowly walks over to the camera. I could finally see her face. She was extremely pale, as if she had never had sunlight ever, and her face dismembered by bruises. This was not the normal pale of most Just Dance coaches, because that's just makeup and computers. She also had blood coming out of her eyes like tears. She finally reaches the camera, and she gets real close and whispers, "Thank you," in the weakest, most sincere voice ever. As soon as she said "you," suddenly a bunch of images flashed on the screen. I was absolutely horrified by what I saw in those. I'll spare you the details, but imagine the worst thing you can do to a little girl and square it. After the horrific images stopped, there was a sudden loud noise off screen. It was the slam of a door with all the force you could imagine. The little girl gasped and ran back to her corner while dropping the camera. After that, there was a man in what looked like the perfect black tux, whose face I didn't get a good look at. He just walked over to the girl, who resumed her crying, all while I'm just standing there, dying of fright of what'll happen. The tux man rubs the girl's back slowly, like he knows she can't do anything to fight. He then notices the camera and walks over to it. He picks it up and finally gets the clear picture of his face. I right away regretted, as it was the most demonic face ever. Words seriously cannot describe it. He stared directly at me. Through the Kinect, he saw me. there, just standing, looking horrified. I couldn't take it anymore. The game wouldn't pause, so I went and unplugged my Xbox. Nothing happened. It still kept playing. He just kept staring at me. Suddenly, the Xbox started going haywire. Sparks started to become visible around it, and I was powerless to do anything. Suddenly, the tuxed man spoke. It was an unusual, fashionable talk. Very professional, but still demonic.
No one will believe you. You are going to go crazy. I will make sure you never go to sleep peacefully again.
I got mad. No! I yelled as I punched the TV, instantly getting massively shocked and cut. I fall over. Next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. I asked the nurse what happened. There was a carbon monoxide leak in your house, and it made you hallucinate to the point of punching your TV. Oh, I was hallucinating? I laughed to myself nervously as the nurse leaves. After she left, I heard the voice of the tuxed man again.
That was no hallucination. Welcome to hell.
Assuming you haven't clicked away from sheer fright of that story, then you're very brave for making it here. I promised I would reveal the identity of the author by this point, and I will. The very author of this story is me. Yes, I wrote this back when I was a freshman in high school. Truth be told, I'm still proud of this because this is a story I wrote completely on my own and no one could take that away from me. Now, obviously, this isn't a very good story with about 1 million plot holes and inconsistencies. But, you know, I was really young. I was a lot younger at that point. So you gotta forgive me a bit on that. I would love to rewrite this story to be much better in general. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like that. Maybe for next year even. This was a very good trip into memory lane. And if you'd like to read the full story for yourself, I'll leave the archived Reddit post down in the description. Yes, I didn't know that Wattpad was a thing back then, so I posted it to Reddit. Honestly, I should probably just copy paste it into Wattpad now, but I don't really feel like doing that. But hey, thank you for getting to the end of my video. If you liked the video, let YouTube know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more, then please subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to see me live and definitely a little crazier, then please check out my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/KoolOnStar or with the link in the description. In that description, you can also find a link to my Discord. Please check that out too. Until next time, adios.